Okay, so welcome to another tutorial. So I think in the previous tutorial we have seen how we can perform sort of a camera rotation in our RTS game. So far I think we have um, forward and backward movements and left right, which is vertical movements. Plus, if we press the middle mouse button and move our mouse, it will rotate the camera. But still it doesn't have any zoom in or zoom out features or functionalities. So let's see how we can implement those systems. Okay, so I think first we have to add an input mapping to perform this zoom in and out operations. So I will add an axis mapping and I'll rename it as camera zoom, and as an input I will choose mouse wheel axis, right? So if you choose mouse wheel axis, you have input, you can input both up and down mouse axis values, right? Basically the up values will be values related to up will be positive and values related to down will be negative. So I will use this mouse value axis and the default scale is 1. Then I will add a new pin and maybe add a reroute node over here. Then we can get our camera zoom axis value, and maybe I can multiply it by another float. So this can be maybe noted as camera zoom speed, right? So I can control how much of a speed that I possessed to this camera zoom. So for now I will make it as maybe 200. Then what we have to do is basically, so here we have this spring arm and we have this camera. Basically what we have to do is we have to dynamically change this target arm length based on the input that we are giving by our mouse wheel, right? So let's try to manipulate that variable. Basically you have to take your spring arm and get the target arm length and add these two values together and set it as the new target arm length, right? Something like that. Okay, now if I play this now and try to zoom in and out, it works, but you can see it is working in inverse fashion. Basically, if I try to move my mouse upward, it zoom out, right? Which is not the intended behavior. We need to zoom in. So basically, you can change this default scaling as -1, so it will automatically adjust the scaling for you, right? So now you can see that if I move my mouse upward, it will zoom in, and if I move my mouse downward, it will zoom out. But you can see if I keep scrolling up or down, it will keep zoom in and out, right? Again, which is not the intended behavior. So we need to limit our camera zoom for a specific minimum value as well as a specific maximum value, right? Basically, we have to clamp our zooming range. Otherwise, it will not quite useful. So in order to do that, we can create a new variable called camera zoom range. I will name this as min-max, and data type would be vector 2D, and I will move it to the setup camera and make it instant editable and compile. Then we have these two x and y values. Basically, we can keep our minimum and maximum value like this. So I will make it as 500, which is the maximum zoom in value, and 1500, which is maximum zoom out value. Then we can take this vector 2D and split into struct fields, and before directly plugging to the target arm length, first let's clamp our float within this minimum and maximum range and reassign it to the as the target arm length. Okay, if I compile and save and play now, you can see if I try to keep zoom in, it won't go beyond a 500 arm length, and if I try to zoom out, again it won't go beyond 1500 target arm length. Okay, so I think that's how we can add zoom in out. So let's comment this thing as well, and I'll make it as black, because most of the time I would like, or I prefer to have this sort of a dark theme instead of having, you know, white-ish commenting, right? Because it's more preferable for me. Okay, so let's compile and save and play it again. Okay, now we have horizontal movement and vertical movement and camera rotations as well as camera zoom in and out. Okay, so I think these are the main features that we need to have in our camera pawn class in order to have, you know, sort of a realistic real-time strategy game. Then I think we can move into the core game logics, like how to create our buildings, how to create our resources, things like that. So yeah, in the next tutorial we'll look into that. And yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.